Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby and I am Pansy Stitches here on Flosstube. This is my channel all about cross stitch and I'm so happy to be seeing you again today. It's been quite a while since my last regular Flosstube video. I think it's been around like 6-ish weeks, so I have a lot to show you today, and it's actually a really special episode because this is my 1-year Flosstube anniversary. I'm so grateful that I decided to start this channel. I've had so much fun and I can't believe it's already been a whole year. When I'm recording this, it is September 18th and that is my exact Flosstube anniversary. You're probably going to be seeing this a day or two later, but I'm just so happy that it's been a whole year already. It has flown by, honestly. I remember how nervous I was to film my first video, and it just ended up being such a good choice. It was definitely worth it. And I'm just so happy that me 1 year ago decided to take that plunge, because it definitely is scary at first, but it is so rewarding and so worth it. And just being able to connect with all of you for the past year, the fact that you come back and watch my videos every time just means so much to me, and I feel like I found such a great community through this, and I've met so many amazing people and I will continue to meet so many amazing people, so thank you so much. Basically, I just want to say I love you, and I am so grateful that you found my channel and you actually enjoyed it, and that you come back and watch me every time I post. So thank you so much. Now that like little ramble is over, we are actually just gonna get right into it because I have quite a bit to show you today. So we're gonna start off with finishes. So I have 3 finishes to show you that I completed since I last saw you. And the first one that I'm going to show you is this, which is Beware of Cats by Birds of a Feather. I started this project on July 23rd and I finished it on August 24th. This fabric is, I hope my lighting is okay today, by the way. This fabric is a 16 count Plum Ada by Fiber on a Whim. And this is how it came out. This is such a cute little pattern. It was a lot of fill-in, like doing all of the black stitching, all the orange. It took a while, but I think it was so worth it, and I think it's so cute. In the original pattern, I'll put a picture up here, there is like backstitch to kind of like show like raised hairs, but I tried to do that and I just didn't really like how it looked. And as we all know, I'm not like a fan of doing backstitch, so if I like how it looks better without backstitch, you already know I will not be doing the backstitch. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make this into like a cute wall hanging. It's just something so sweet to put up during the Halloween time. It was a really quick stitch, and yeah, I'm so happy with it. That is my first finish. Okay, next up I have the Prairie Schooler 12 Days of Christmas. There is like, 3 versions of this pattern. Each comes with 4 days of Christmas, and I am just starting, so I obviously started with the first day of Christmas and I got that one done. Here is my finish. It is so cute. This was also a lot of fill-in though. I was getting a little tired of just doing a bunch of fill-in, but I absolutely love how this turned out. I started this on July 18th as a Christmas in July start, and I finished it on August 30th. So I drew that out a little bit. I probably could have finished it before then, but I think the fill-in just kind of like, I get burnt out on fill-in if I do it too much, so just kind of pace myself. This is a 40 count raw linen from Zweigart, and isn't he just so cute? I kept all the colors, I think, except for the red, because the called for red was darker. Like, I don't have my floss with me anymore, but the called for red was like 819, and I just thought that it looked too dark compared to the cover photos, and I really wanted to match what the cover photos look like, so I just ended up doing like a shade or two lighter. I think I have more information about that in my last regular Flosstube if you are interested, or you can comment and ask and I'll figure it out for you. But yes, so cute, and I can't wait to do something with these. I'll probably try to stitch another one during the actual like Christmas season, and I'm thinking I'll either do like a banner with just like all the days of Christmas, or I'll just make ornaments and then I could have like a little tree with all of these ornaments on it, and that would be really cute. So yeah, that is my next finish. And last but not least, we have Grace by the Artsy Housewife, and here is my finish. Sorry I did not iron anything today. I wrote notes today. I can't iron and write notes. That's just too much to ask of me. This project I started on March 29th and I finished it on August 29th. I'm stitching it on a 32 count hand dyed by me linen. If you want to see how I dyed this fabric, I actually dyed it in a video that's on my channel about how I hand dye my cross stitch fabric, so I will link that below. And this, I'll put up a picture of what the pattern is supposed to look like. I did modify it a bit. Up here there was supposed to be like more of these kind of motifs along the top here. I don't love this motif, and I was kind of just like over stitching this by the time I got up here, so I was like, you know what, I honestly don't think that it needs that. And so I just added a little star, which definitely ghosts a bit, like you can't see it super well, but I kind of like that effect, and it matches the other stars throughout the pattern, like right here and down here. So yeah, that's how I ended up finishing this pattern. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this one. It's gonna go in a drawer for now. I really am trying to think about like finishing my projects and like fully finishing them, but that's not my favorite part of this hobby, so I'm happy to just have it done and off my whip list. Yeah, that is Grace by the Artsy Housewife. Okay, those were my 3 finishes, and I actually got them all done within like basically a week of each other, so I was really like, let me finish these things that I'm like close to being done, and I sure did that. And then I started like a ton of projects. So I have 5 new starts. Most of them are autumnal, but let's just get into it because I love these projects and I think you guys are gonna love them too. Okay, the first project that I started is Hope by Shakespeare's Peddler. This was a market release this past spring, and I just fell in love with it. This is such a unique sampler. I love all the little motifs. The chair just really caught my eye for some reason, but I just love the colors, and I also love the quote. It's really cute. Hope, the balm of human life, soothes every misfortune. How cute is that? So I actually started this as part of Tomato August, which was hosted by Cameron from Cam the Stitcher, Bridget from the Museum Stitcher, and maybe Marjorie from Marjorie Made. I don't fully know if she was involved, but I ended up getting 25% complete, so I was pretty happy with that. It's kind of hard to see. So here's my start. It kind of looks bad in this light. So I dyed this fabric myself, and it's definitely not as dark as the cover. It's definitely not as dark as the cover image, but I think it definitely works for this. You might be like a little concerned with how it looks right now because it's a lot of ghosting, but this entire thing will be filled with black, so you'll be able to see the words fine, and I kind of like the more subtle look of it. And this is so much fun to stitch on. As I said, I got to 24% complete, and I only did 4 days of stitching on this, and I got that far. I started this on October. I started this on August 11th, and I worked on it for like 4 days, and I have not picked it up again because this feels like more of a spring summery project. So I'll probably put this away until next year, but I had to make sure that I got some of these tomatoes in for Tomato August. So yeah, that is my start on Hope by Shakespeare's Peddler. I'm excited to keep working on this, and it's a pretty small sampler. Like, honestly, it looks bigger than it actually is. So I was just so excited to get that much progress in so little time. I will definitely be hoping to finish this whenever all my autumnal and Christmas stitching is over. I hope you guys could see that project okay. I find that it doesn't really photograph or video very well, but it looks good in person, I promise. Yeah. Okay, next I have a project that I've been loving working on. This is Otono by Satsuma Street. A picture of it here. This is a like series. She has one for each season, and so I started with the fall one because it's so cute. And here's how far I got. I am 56% complete, so I did a lot of stitching on this in the last little while. So I have done a lot of stitching on this already. I started on August 13th, so I've had more than a month to work on it, and I think I'm gonna definitely be done this one soon-ish, because it's just so fun to work on. And this project actually uses like DMC variegated floss, so it uses regular DMC and also the variegated DMC. So here's all the variegated DMCs. It is the most gorgeous color palette ever. This is just so fall. I love it. I love working with these flosses. They're really great to work with. And they have such a nice effect. I love it. And I want to do every season. So I'm really pleased with how far I've gotten. This fabric is 18 count praline by Forbidden Fiber Co. And yeah, just using all the called for colors. I think my favorite so far is either the squirrel or the apple. I think the apple is just adorable, but of course the squirrel with his little acorn is super cute as well. But yeah, just so much fun to work on. I highly recommend, if you like this pattern, go for it, because it is just so much fun to stitch on, and it has a good mix of like fill-in. Like, for example, this leaf obviously has like quite a bit of like fill-in here, but then you'll have other motifs where it's like quite a bit of change. So it is so much fun. How many times have I said that? Probably a lot. Okay, my next start is Scary One by Plum Street Samplers. This is such a cute little pattern. I love it so much. I think I found this pattern like last year, and I immediately ran to buy it because I had never seen it before, and it's just so incredibly cute. And I decided to start this year, and I'm almost done it. Okay, yeah, I do have a whole fat quarter of fabric for this little pattern because I don't like cutting my fabric. I think that's like controversial to some people, but I don't know why I don't like doing it. I'm just like always worried for some reason. Like, I'm sure this will fit on this big piece of fabric, but here's my start. How cute is that? So I have my adorable little witch there, and then my snake border. The snake border is hands down the best thing about this project. It's so unique and I love it so much. That's definitely what caught my attention about it. I started this project on September 9th. I'm 70% done. I only have 900 stitches left, so I'm kind of going to aim to finish this one next. And it is stitched on a 36 count vellum by Picture This Plus. I really love this color. Yeah. Sorry, I just sneezed so hard. So I just have one more tree. Well, I have to finish the filling on this tree, and then I have another tree and some of these like Quaker motifs and finish out that border, and I'm done. So I think I can finish this in probably 2 or 3 days. I can't wait to have it done. I like wanted to do this as a pillow, but it feels kind of big, so I might end up framing it. I don't know. I really like this pattern, so I definitely wouldn't mind having it on my wall. It's so cute. So yes, that is my Scary One by Plum Street Samplers. Oh, I'm stitching that as part of the Season of the Witch sale. I think that's what it's called, hosted by Thistle and Thread. I love watching her videos. Okay, my next start is Midnight Watch by Blackbird Designs. I've been trying to post more on my Instagram, so if you follow me on there, you've already seen some of these starts. But this is Midnight Watch. It's a classic. I've seen so many people stitch this. It's just a great, like, nostalgic Halloween pattern, in my opinion. Like, this just reminds me of my childhood, and it's so cute. So I did get a start on it. Here's my little start. I only got 5% done, and I only stitched on it for 2 days, but I just thought I would start it and I can work on it throughout the autumnal season. So I already made a change. Down here in the bottom left, right? Yeah. I think they have initials here. I didn't really want to do my initials because it didn't feel like a very like personal piece to me. But I saw some people on Instagram doing like customizing, putting different words there, so I thought just having boo would be really cute. So I just made that change, and it's looking adorable so far. I feel like the color of my fabric isn't spot on, to be honest. It's looking like very like more modeled in the camera than it is in real life. But this is 36 count Panettone by Roxy Floss Co. And do I have anything else to say? Oh yeah, I started this on September 11th. Such a cute pattern, and I can't wait to get more progress on it. This has been like my starting projects on 36 and 40 count linen era, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I really like how it looks, and usually it's fine to stitch on, but sometimes I just like find that it hurts my fingers more to stitch on high count linen. Anyone have any idea why that might be? I don't know. Like, I think I need to get some better like size 28 needles, but I hate when the needles are like super short, and I feel like a lot of size 28s are like that. And that just like gives me a hand cramp. I don't like short needles, so I need to find some that are like long but skinny. I'll get on that. Okay, and then I have one more new start. This is Witch Training Academy by Barrick. I'll put up a picture here because I bought the pattern digitally. I've been looking at this pattern for so long because I bought this fabric because I just thought it was gorgeous, and then I was like, I've been browsing patterns, like, what am I gonna do on this fabric? And I think I found this one like last autumn, and I was like, I really want to do that, but I never got around to it because this is a dark 40 count linen, and I think I was a little bit intimidated, but this year I decided to just go for it. And here's my start. It's so cute. I just have a little ghost and cat and the start of the moon. So this fabric is 40 count Barnwood by Picture This Plus. It's looking, my colors aren't the best today. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm filming after dark, obviously. It's definitely more like purpley. It's like a purple brown in real life, but it looks very black on the camera. I started this on September 15th. You can tell, like, this week I started a lot of stuff. And I am 7% complete. I only worked on this one for 2 days as well, and I could only really work on it in the day because do I even need to explain why I can only work on this in the day? Like, you see the fabric, a 40 count dark linen. It's a bit of a challenge. I honestly can see it completely fine in the daytime, but in the night I'll work on a different project. It's really okay. Maybe I'll make this kind of like a weekend stitch so that I can work on it during the days more. But yes, such a cute pattern. I don't think it's gonna be my favorite thing ever to stitch because it's a lot of like black bats over and over again, but the finished product is like insanely gorgeous and beautiful, and I want that on my wall, so best believe I will be putting in the work. Okay, that was all my starts. Finally done with starts. As you can see, I've just all the autumn projects I'm starting, and I'm probably gonna start even more. I'm kind of in my I don't care about starting things. I don't really care about how many whips I have right now. I mean, I am still trying to like get some stuff done, don't get me wrong. And I might end up being in a mood where I suddenly need to finish like all my projects. Who knows? But right now I'm just kind of going with the flow, doing whatever I want. I like having some variety to pick from and having different kinds of fabrics. Like, a lot of the projects I started were like higher counts, but I love having like some Ada projects, some linen projects. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get a lot of different projects that I can work on throughout the autumnal season because there's so many patterns I want to stitch, and so you gotta start somewhere. Okay, so now we have whips. I only have 4 whips. So first up, this one's a bit out of season now. Well, I guess actually we're still in summer. Like, it's still summer for a few more days. But this pattern is Summer Quaker by Rosewood Manor, and this was my birthday start this past year. And I got just a bit more done on it since the last time I saw you. I finished out the bottom of this pattern, so this will be the width of the project. And I think I did these 2 motifs down here. So this is so stunning, and every time I look at it, I'm so excited because it looks amazing. I'm probably not gonna work on this until like spring because it's giving it's called Summer Quaker, but it's very springy to me as well. So yeah, once I'm over the winter and I hate the cold again, I'll definitely be pulling this out for some colorful stitching, colorful and floral. I got to 25% on this, which I'm like impressed by, me already being 25% done this. I'm stitching this on a 36 count Winter Sparrow by Forbidden Fiber Co. And I did about 1,500 stitches since last time you saw it. So again, just did these 2 motifs down here. This is just, it's so pretty. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. That is my Summer Quakers. Okay, next we have a project that I got quite a bit of work on. I believe this was a new start the last time I saw you, and I am now 54% done. Spoiler alert. This is Forest House's Raccoon by Owl Forest Embroidery, and here is where I am. It is so cute. Hello, I love it so much. Yeah, as I said, I'm 54% done, so I'm more than halfway done. I feel like I got a lot of the like smaller bits done in this pattern, and now I'm just gonna have the more like natural parts up here. I added about 2,500 stitches to this since the last time I saw you. I worked on this basically exclusively for like a week. When I went to cat sit, I only brought like this project and one other one, so I got a lot of work done on it then. This is on an 18 count Spellbound by Forbidden Fiber Co. And it's the cutest thing ever. I'm doing my own floss conversion. Sorry. This lighting is just not good. I think I say that every video. One of these days I will have good lighting. But this is just so cute. I truly am obsessed. All the little details just make this project so cute. Like these little bottles, the iron, the spray bottle. Also, but I don't know what some of these things are. Like I don't know what this is supposed to be. You know what? I'll stitch it. It looks cute. I'll stitch it. Okay, and my next project is Christmas Mini Moon by Plum Street Samplers. I'm so sorry. There we go. This was also a new start. My last video. And here's where I got to now. So I got quite a bit done. I filled out, I think, everything except 3 rows of that big house. I love this house. The color is so pretty. And that little blue door is also adorable. I got 58%. I got to 58% on this. I added 2,000 stitches and I only have about 1,900 left. So I'm thinking I will pull this out in like around November, when I'm in the like Christmas spirit, and I'll just get this one done pretty quickly. This is on a 16 count Ren by Picture This Plus. Yeah, that's my progress. I'm using mostly DMC, but I think I'm using some fancy floss. I don't know. I don't usually talk about the floss I'm using because I usually just do some random stuff. Like I'll include some fancy flosses, mostly DMC, typically. But if you ever have questions, feel free to comment them and I will get myself together and I'll figure it out. But yeah. How cute. This pattern honestly isn't overly Christmassy. Like I showed my mom my project and she was like, how is that Christmas? And I'm like, there's little candy canes in there and he's got like holly in his mouth, so it's a subtle Christmas. But yeah, that is my progress on that project. Okay, and I have one more whip. This is Extraordinary Birds by Lola Studio. I know you all know this project, and if you don't, then you must be living under a rock. That's okay. So this was a sal by Lola Studio. No. This was a sal by Lola Cross Stitch, and it was finally completed in August. So all the pieces are released, and I was super excited because I could finally download the PDF with all of the different releases, and I could upload into markup, and I could just start marking everything off and really keeping track of my plays because I didn't have to keep putting new patterns in every week that they came out. So when I did that, I found out that I was almost at 10,000 stitches. So I had already almost done more than half of this pattern, and I was really excited about that because I honestly didn't think I had even done that much, but that just really motivated me and made me like excited again to pick up this project because I was getting kind of burnt out on it, and I think that the like weekly release schedule for this big of a pattern isn't for me. I think I discovered that this year, and I know a lot of you guys relate too because I talked about this in one of my Flosstube videos and a lot of people agreed with me and said the same thing. But the pattern is gorgeous, so I will be absolutely finishing it, and I now have motivation back and have fallen in love with this pattern again. So I worked on it just a little bit when I uploaded uploaded all my progress into Markup RXP, and I just did this. I guess I can show you the whole project after I show you what I did, but I just did this little floral motif with the cute little birds underneath it. So I just added 602 stitches and I am 55% complete the whole pattern. So again, I just did this part in the past like 2 months, but here is everything that I've done in total. So I've done a lot on the bottom, and yeah, again, I probably won't work on this a ton in the coming months because I do really want to dedicate a lot of time and focus to autumn and Christmas stitching, because those are really 2 of my favorite seasons to stitch for. They have my favorite patterns and there's just so much I want to do, so I really am going to prioritize those patterns right now. But this is definitely going to be there for me in like the spring, as I said, once I'm tired of winter, and I think I'm just going to enjoy stitching it so much now, and it's a really fun pattern to work on. I'm stitching it on a 32 count linen that I really don't know what the color of this is. I got it on a Facebook destash and I did not keep the color card, but yeah, it's a really fun pattern and I've been seeing so many people finish it, which is incredible. Anyone who was able to keep up with that is really really dedicated and I appreciate them. This is I didn't show any of my bags, but this is just my favorite bag. It has the William Morris fabric on it. I made this bag myself. Whew, okay, that is all my projects. It was a lot. I guess in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I showed you like about 12 projects there. So next, I just have a random thought that I want to share with you, and it's kind of like an observation I've had in the past like month-ish, that I really like stitching on Aida, and I'm definitely someone who will stitch on a lot of different counts. I'll do a 28 count sometimes, I'll do a 20 count Aida, and everything in between. But I just have realized, as I've started a lot of projects on like 36 and 40 count linen, which I know is some people's favorite, I really like stitching on Aida, and I feel like I have a more enjoyable experience when I am stitching on Aida. It's not even about the counting for me, it's something about how the fabric feels. I don't know. I also just love a 32 count linen. I think that is my favorite experience wise, but just my issue is that I love how 36 and 40 count linen looks so much, and I feel like some patterns look, not that they look better, but I just prefer that look for some patterns. And I don't hate stitching on linen and like higher count linen, but I just tend to enjoy and get more done when I'm stitching on Aida. I'm just having that realization. I don't really have like anything to do with this information. Like, I'm still gonna stitch on like everything, but I think it is important for me to always have at least a few projects on Aida that I can go back to for comfort stitching, and I just really enjoy it. So, for a while I was like, I'm not gonna buy too much more Aida, I really need to just stitch on linen. But I think I'm just gonna really embrace being an Aida stitcher, because it is such a fun experience for me to stitch on Aida, and it just feels so comforting. And I also know a lot of people don't like two-stranded stitching, but I personally do. I don't know why, but I find it more satisfying to stitch with 2 strands than to stitch with 1 strand. But I feel like if it's hand-dyed floss, then I prefer 1 strand. Those are just a few of my opinions that are like irrelevant, and I have nothing like valuable to say about those opinions, but those are just some thoughts that I have. So if you are also an Aida stitcher, if you also just love stitching on Aida, no shame to you. I completely agree, and I think it is a more fun experience, to be honest. Next, we have some plans, because of course, like, I just want to do all the things right now. So first up, I have a actual solid plan. I will be stitching Barbara Anna's Autumn Cat. She just released this pattern. I'll put a picture of it up, and it's so funny because I have stitched her summer cat and I have it hanging like in my hallway. Like I see it every time I walk into my apartment, and I was like, I really need like an autumn cat. And I looked at her store and she didn't have an autumn cat. I was like, well, what do I do now? Like, how can I move on? Like, what do I do with myself? I was like, okay, I guess I'll just wait until Christmas and I'll stitch the Christmas cat. But my girl Barbara Anna, she came through because a few days later I go on Instagram, Autumn Cat released. I was like, there's no way. Like, just the coincidence of me looking for that pattern, being like, oh, it doesn't exist, right? And then like a day later she posts that she is releasing this pattern. I was like, there's no way. I haven't been that lucky in forever. So I did immediately purchase that, and I will be starting it soon. I'll probably start it after I finish my Plum Street Samplers Witch pattern, because I need to get something done before I have another new start. And I think the model is stitched on a green fabric, which I think it looks cool, but I don't have like a green fabric that I personally think would look great with that. And I thought this would really work. This is a 16 count persimmon Ada by Fiber on a Whim. I thought this would just really be the good autumnal vibes, and I think it wouldn't clash with any of the colors on the pattern. So I think I'm gonna stitch it on this, and I'm really excited to start that hopefully this weekend. But yeah, I was so excited, like I couldn't believe it. My other plan that I have is, well, it's not really a plan, it's just me telling you that I did an order from Owl Forest and I got some floss packs finally. I think I've been like talking about how I want to try Owl Forest floss for like so long, and so I finally made an order on there when they did a sale like month ago. It's been like a month and a bit and she's nowhere to be seen, but I'm sure it will come soon. I can't wait for it. I'm super impatient. Like, I knew that it would take a while to come, but I want it now. But I will definitely start one of those whenever I get that package, because there's no way I'm going to be able to resist. I got the floss pack for 100 owls, and I think that's a strong contender of wanting to start pretty soon, because Jen from Jen's Fiberweb is doing the like everything will be owl right sale. I think that's what it was called. I don't know if it will arrive before the end of September. I really hope it does, and if it does, then I will be joining that sale. But if not, I'll just stitch my owl pattern anyway. So yeah, I'm really excited to receive that package. And then yeah, my only other pattern was gonna finish Scary One, and I also want to finish my Otono pattern because I would love to start the winter version in the winter. Yeah, I think that is all my plans for right now. I'm sure I'll have more new starts, honestly. I'm kind of like feral right now with starting so many things. Oh, there's also this pattern that I posted on my Instagram story like the other day. I asked if anyone was gonna sell it to me. Nobody was, but that's okay. I'll buy it from a LNS. I just didn't want to like make an order because I know myself, and I know that I'm not only gonna buy that pattern, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It is this October pattern by the Cricket collection. I really love this pattern, and I kind of like, I've had my eye on it for a while, but I always kind of forget how much I love it, and then I see a picture of it again and I'm like, yeah, I actually need that right now. And that was me yesterday. I was like, no, I need this like right now. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait for it, but I'm gonna have to wait. And yeah, I think that's all I have that's stitching related. I'm gonna do like a little bit of a life talk, some things that I've been up to in the past 2 months, but if you were just here for the stitching, I really hope you enjoyed. I'm so happy that you came back and watched my video today. Please give me a like, give me a subscribe, comment down below, tell me how you're doing. What are you stitching on? What is like your favorite autumn pattern that you're working on right now? Let me know, and I'll probably want to start it too. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And for anyone who cares to know a little bit about my life, I don't share too much, but I have really been enjoying my new job. I think I shared with you in my last Flosstube that I got a job, and it's been really great. Really loving it, love the people, love what I'm doing. Yeah, and I also did some cat sitting. So I don't know if I've shown you guys this cat before, but I'll put up a picture of her right here. This is Daisy. She is so cute, sweet little girl. And I always enjoy cat sitting for her because I go to Ottawa, which is kind of where I'm from. I'm from like a town near Ottawa, but it's just nice to be able to go and be near my family. I was able to hang out with my mom for a few days, and yeah, just like enjoying being away from a big city is pretty nice. So that was super fun. I am honestly just so excited for the cozy season. Like, it is finally September. We're almost in October actually, which is crazy. Taylor Swift's new album comes out in like 2 weeks. I don't know, time is just going by so fast, as always. But yeah, I'm so in the fall mood right now. It's actually pretty warm outside. It was like good fall weather for a little bit, but it has been pretty warm outside lately, so I'm ready for the sweater weather, which is hopefully coming soon. It's like cold in the morning, but then like by the time I leave work I'm like sweating. So yeah, just so excited for the cozy season. As I'm sure you can tell from all my starts, it's my favorite time of year. These burn months are my fave. Oh, and then let's just talk about some pop culture for a little bit. So I already mentioned Taylor Swift's album. We're all excited, right? Yeah, that's coming out in like 2 weeks. The Summer I Turned Pretty finale. Wow. I won't talk too much about it because I'm sure some of you still haven't watched it. But it was a good finale. I can't believe there's a movie coming out. I wasn't expecting that at all. But yeah. Really good stuff. That's all I'll say. And now I just have a bunch of reality TV to watch. I started Dancing with the Stars, that premiered this past week. I'm watching Love Island Games, you guys. I watch trash television. If you ever wonder like what I'm doing when I am stitching these like cute little like primitive patterns, yeah, I'm watching Love Island Games. And then also Survivor comes out next week. I'm so excited for that. Survivor is probably one of my favorite shows ever. It's just so good, and I can't wait for the new season. So we're just getting into it. I've also been doing some reading. I think like I just have too much when I talk about books. So again, I will link my book Instagram below if you're curious what I've been reading. Getting into the fall mood, reading some horror, thriller. I read those all year round, but the mood is especially right now. And also it's like fantasy season. I don't read a ton of fantasy, but this is like the perfect time of year to read fantasy. So I'm trying to get into all the fantasy books on my TBR, which is a lot because I buy them a lot, but then I don't read them a lot. So we're gonna start reading some. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to update you on. I'm sure that I'm missing stuff. I really need to record more often because I would love to like tell you guys some Flosstubers I've been loving watching and stuff like that, but these videos just get so long. They get so long. So I am hoping to be back in like a month at the most. 2 months is too long. Like, what am I doing? So yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I love you, and you're the best. And I will see you next time. Bye.